Want to start at the end?
My end? Oh, hi. I'm Karan Ashley. Hello. You know me as Aisha, the yellow Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin, Power Rangers.
I'm Katherine Sutherland. I'm Kat Hillard from Mighty Morphin Zeo and Turbo, Pink Ranger.
I'm Nakia Burrise. I played Tanya in Power Rangers Zeo and Turbo in the Turbo movie.
I'm Deborah Estelle Phillips. I played Katie on Power Rangers Time Force.
Whoop, whoop.
Well, some of y'all actually have kids. Do any of your kids actually kind of give you, like, just joke around when you like, oh, you're Power Rangers? Do they ever kind of like give you crap for being Power Rangers? Or just kind of like, whatever.
Yes, until their friends, they realized some of their friends liked it, and then now it's cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I heard my son's 13, and I heard him on chatting to his friends the other day, and he's like, yeah, my mom's the Pink Power Ranger, and I'm like, 20-something years ago.
Yo, wow.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. What about you? As I know, I introduced it to my little one when he was probably like 3. I just kind of showed him, and his little reaction to what was going on. I don't think he associated what was going on, but now it's starting to become like, we kind of keep it incognito though. Like I'm not like, hey guys, you know. So I think I'm gonna look forward to that when it's cool. When it's cool, I know he's a supporter though.
How old is your son?
He's 8.
He's 8.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know,
that
right?
flew.
Yeah, he was a baby when you guys saw him. And he loves you guys so much. Now he's getting it. He's a total Mighty Morphin fan. I was like, okay. And he's like, but Mom, I do love time, but he like patronized me. But he kept it running. I go, you know what? I do too. So it's all good.
I love that.
Yeah.
My boy said, I remember I had gone to my first con overseas, and I had a discussion. My boys were they were 5-6 years younger then. Now they're 18 and 21. But they told me that I wasn't a superhero. And I'm having an argument with like an 8-year-old. What? I am a super, because he was like, no, Spider-Man is, because he was 9.
You weren't on the level.
Yeah, I wasn't on the level, but
You
I
weren't
remember.
what he liked.
Yes.
Spin webs.
Yes, I wasn't spinning webs and
No.
stuff, but I remember being at this con and I was telling the audience, I was like, yes, and we were recording it. And I said, so guys, it was a video, and I was like, so guys, am I a superhero? Am I considered a superhero? Because my son said I'm not. And they were like, yes, you are. So they all yelled.
Yes.
And I showed my son. I was like, now take
You're
that.
right. That is right?
Yes.
Come on.
Well, they're believers now.
Yeah. They better.
It's a great question.
As far as being an owners of the convention, like if somebody was actually trying to go out and start one, what would you coach them into doing?
Oh my gosh. I would say plan. Give yourself time, because the first year we wanted to get a show off in 2019, but we only had about 8 months, and we literally had to work our butts off just to get it up and going in 8 months. I would say give yourself time. I think the show, if you were here the first time, it really grew since then. And I think what it was, COVID honestly was a blessing because we had 2 years to promote the show. We didn't ask for that, but we ended up having 2 years. And it doesn't hurt that we are friends with Power Rangers. We are friends with people like Chris Sabat and people that are very connected in the Comic-Con industry. But I would say plan. Get some solid people around you. And there have been times we had friends that were helping us, and we had to let go of our friends because this is a business. You have to run the business properly. And what we wanted was for our friends to come, but to have the same experience that they have at all the other big shows. And we didn't want it to be like, oh, I'm just going to go do my friend's show. But they actually get treated like guests. They get everything they asked for, and they have a good time.
Dom Perignon.
You didn't get your Dom Perignon
and my Ferrari.
That was a little excessive. That was like diva-list.
I actually think that they do an even better job because they've been guests at cons. They know what the guests want, and they know how it runs, what works and what doesn't work. And so I'm very proud.
Oh, thank you.
I have to say, I don't do many of these, and I can't stop raving about my experience here. This has been absolutely incredible.
Aww.
Like, the people that have gone before you, they laid that foundation down, and then some, because it is incredible. I'm like, okay, like I haven't done many of these, but now I'm like, okay, I don't know. This is setting the bar. I'm just saying.
Now you know what to ask for.
I know.
You
Right,
know,
Kat? I know. Let's go.
I
Right?
have to piggyback on what Karen was saying. Number one is having a team, because when we did our first year, woo! I remember going upstairs and I couldn't even know my name. And Kat was trying to have a conversation with me. I was like, I'm so tired. And even we were doing 50 million
Yes.
things and just trying to get the show off the road. And she had brought up such a good point. She was like, we need an Atlanta team, because we were both
Yes.
in Los
LA,
Angeles,
yeah.
and Mikey lives in Orlando. We're
Yeah.
like, we have a con in Atlanta. Ain't got no Atlanta people. So that was one of the
main goals this year,
goals
yeah.
was to get an Atlanta team. So wherever, my advice for anyone that wants to start a con is get a team that is based in the city that you are, because they're going to know a little bit more,
Yeah.
you know. And then I love that yesterday I happened to be at because Karen and Ken are doing pretty much the guest relations. I do like the contracts and so forth. We all have different assignments.
Yeah.
But I happened to be at the front desk when one of our anime guests were coming. And one thing that because what we like when we go to a con is we like to have our information in a packet and our per diem. We don't want to chase down the promoter for our per diem, okay?
Yeah.
Because we have been to many where I'm like texting them, it's day 3, I'm about to get on the plane. Can I get my money? I mean, I've been paying for myself the whole time. You promised me. But we handed our guest the packet, and she was like,
Wow.
I don't think I've ever gotten my per diem as soon as I arrived. Thank you.
Yeah, we just try to.
Yeah,
yeah.
I shed
They
a
were
tear in my
waiting
room.
for
I
us,
did.
like-
I was like, little envelope. What?
And
I
they gave
was
us
like, yeah,
presents.
you-
They
oh,
even
I
gave
can't
us a
even.
bag
You guys
with
are too
presents
much.
in it.
Amazing. I felt so, like,
Yes.
wow, special.
Yeah.
Like, thank
Aw.
you.
We-
Well, that's the thing. We wanted people to feel special, and we want them to feel like, yeah, we're doing each other a favor. You're coming to our show, and we're putting on a show. But we also wanted them to not feel like they were just our homies. You know, like
Yes.
this is our friends,
So professional.
but they're also
professional.
professional actors who
Yeah.
do Comic Cons, and everything we like with the Comic Con, we make sure happens, and everything we don't like, we try to change so that you have the best time.
Yeah.
So.
Shows.
Yeah, so it's like any other business. I always say it's all about the business, and you just have to run your business properly.
Yep. Absolutely.
Try to at least.
Yes.
I just love how you all take care of each other. I
Aw.
think that speaks a lot about the leadership. It also speaks a lot about women being the future of things. So,
Oh,
yes.
Who runs the world? Girls. Who runs the world? Girls. Sorry.
And, you know, we've been around structure of con, you don't hear this type of conversation.
Yeah.
Especially with somebody never having a con experience.
Oh.
And like it's great.
Yeah, and I have had that experience, but I'm telling you, I almost retired because of some of those experiences in
Yeah.
the past. So I was just like, wait, what? And it's so funny because I was actually done, and when Nakia hit me up, I was like in the process of telling, well, I'm kind of done, but then I thought like, wait a minute, these are my girls. Wait, hold on, what am I saying? And then it
We're
just
not
from
gonna let
there,
you be done.
And I-
We're planning another city in our minds. We're
I'm
not
telling
done.
you,
I
I'm
dropped
getting my
that.
girls.
Yeah.
I got you. You got me. This has been amazing. So
Thank you.
I know, like, and I'm so glad I get to like tell you guys this like in person because that's all I've been thinking since I've been here is like, wow, I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you.
proud of you guys. Like, oh,
Thank you.
like
Yes.
thank you. Like I'm like, yeah, okay, I you know, because like to just make to come and to see these folks that I haven't seen in years. You made this happen for them, for me. Like I'm so grateful.
Yes.
You guys are amazing.
Oh, we know who you guys love, so we're like trying to bring the Power Ranger love.
So I do want to know, because it's Pink and Yellow Ranger presence here, what does it mean to the legacy of being a Pink or Yellow Ranger, respectively, to this day, 2021?
Oh my gosh, that's a good
Wow,
question.
That is a very deep.
You know,
question.
I always give it up to Tweet because she got the party started.
Right?
Her and Amy Jo. But I think it's really cool because you guys know Power Rangers was the majority of the team was boys, but it was never written to where the girls were less than the boys, and so I really felt like that is like kind of the underlying message, and we kind of helped facilitate that we were all kind of equal on the team, and everybody, we all had to come, we all had to be the leader at some point. And I just feel like that carries over in life. So for us, it's just really cool to meet, all of you. And then it's funny because like when we first met you, you were little, and now all of you are taller than us. But I love that you got that exposure at such a young age. Just women, doing things. So I'm glad Power Rangers was like that. It was progressive, and we were a part of it.
Yeah,
Well said.
absolutely. Well said.
I love that we were a staple for a lot of younger kids that could see themselves represented on television. Whether you were in the yellow suit or you were in the pink suit, they had an opportunity to say, Mommy, Daddy, look, she looks like me. She looks like me. I could do that. We have gotten, I'm sure each and every single one of us have gotten now adult women coming to our table saying, I did this because of you. I saw you and I was inspired. It was because of you that I was like, I know that I can do it. So I just feel like we make a statement and to continue to do the best out in public and be the public, because once a Power Ranger, always a Power Ranger. And so when we're in a different world, at a different city, in a different location, we're still representing the brand in a sense. And I just feel like people are still looking up to us, and so we try to do our best to be the best examples possible.
It's the role of a lifetime, literally.
Yeah.
It's like role model for life,
It's
It's
true.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So kind of along those same lines, being the professional butt kickers that you are, what does it mean to you to be a symbol of female empowerment?
It's a huge honor, I think. Like I much what Nakia was saying. I love when little girls tell us, like, you made me believe I could be strong and I was as good as the boys. And I love hearing those empowering stories from their lives. And it was one of the first, other than Wonder Woman, I think it was one of the first live action superheroes that showed females strong like that. And I always gravitated to like She-Ra and
Yes.
Wonder Woman,
yes,
right?
yes.
Princess of Power.
My
Yeah.
favorite.
So so I take it seriously, and I think all four of us really are grateful for that, and take it seriously in our lives of what we're projecting out there too.
Hey then, my question would be, well, basically kind of going back to the days on set, was there a particular memory that you all have of something funny or memorable that just like really stuck out as like, this is a moment right here?
There's a million.
many.
There's so many.
So many.
I mean,
Well,
we
just-
were all
I mean, that's-
we were really teenagers. We were really kids. There's so many. I mean, I think for me, some of the best memories I have is when we went to Australia to do the movie, because we really didn't know each other. We were, we got the part on the show, and we probably worked about a month, and then we went to Australia to shoot the movie, and we were literally there stuck for 6 months, and so for us, it was honestly the time that we actually became friends and actually got to know each other. And when you're in a country you don't know, and we didn't have cars, because it was like they would drive us around everywhere, and so you're kind of just you just become friends, and I always have my fondest memories kind of date back to that, and I think that those memories, we don't really have, like, people always say, oh, what's a funny prank or what's a funny moment on an episode, and I was like, well, I really didn't watch the episodes. It was more the personal moments that meant more to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard to narrow down. There's so many, but like she's saying, it was a lot of the time that we were between, scenes and stuff that we were doing goofy
You know the
things.
people we worked with.
Yeah, playing stupid
Those
pranks.
goofballs.
Yes.
Something that happened.
Yes. Well, one thing that was fun was when we were doing the Turbo movie, Johnny. Oh, Jordan, excuse me one moment.
One moment, please.
Always interrupting me these days. So we were shooting the Turbo movie, and we were down. We were doing the Ghost Galleon scenes, and there was a lot of wait time with the boat and getting it set up, because it wasn't really a set. It was a boat that was. They had to do a lot of stuff to prepare us for going on it, and it was nighttime, and it was eerie, and there was fog, and Jason, Frank, and Johnny had old Super 8 cameras, and they were like, let's make a horror movie. And so I didn't even remember what it was about, but I remember running, and someone was chasing me, and I was hiding behind things, and then, we were like, we thought we were so
Yeah.
We have to
Steven
find those.
Spielberg.
We have to find
Johnny
those.
said Jason has it, but
Oh.
I don't know if he'll ever release it, but it was really fun, like a fun memory.
That
Yeah.
was funny.
Yes.
That's cool.
I remember the first memory that always comes up when I'm asked that question is me sitting inside of my dressing room for the very first time. And I remember my legs were like this. I didn't want to go to sleep. Because some people sleep in there, and I was like, looking around, and I was like, I was literally thanking God. Because I was a college student at the time, studying to be an actress. I had just turned 21 when I started working, and to be blessed with a series regular job while you're still in school, I was thinking, Jesus. I was just like in awe, in absolute awe. I saw my name on the door. I was like, this is my name.
Oh my God.
I was in such awe and just so grateful. And I remember that same day I stepped on the set. I was in the command center, and that's when it was the old command center where you step in and everything shakes. Just so you guys know, yeah.
It was on
It
wheels.
was shaky and rickety.
It was
So
very
when we got our new one for Zio, it was like this beautiful command center. But I remember stepping on there, and what you guys don't see is there was literally like 60 people surrounding me, watching this new Yellow Ranger if she was going to make it. And I was so nervous because Jason David Frank is over there. Messing with me. I'm like, who is this long-haired fellow?
Long-haired
like,
fella.
I
Yes,
know.
that's what you said.
Okay, all right.
She called him something other than
No, but I remember he said something to me, and I said something back, and then he didn't say anything anymore. So, but it was, it was just like, it's just like any family. Power Rangers is just like any family where you have great cousins, and then you have some cousins that you want to slap,
Some cousins you want to cuss.
some cousins you want to cuss out, and then come back and love each other. But go on, Deborah.
Wow, I know. Like, I'm just trying to think of like I do have one memory where, oh gosh, this was towards the beginning. We had the moment. I don't know if you remember the scene where we are trying to determine whether or not Wes has the DNA of Alex. And so we are in this we have no clock tower at this point. So we're like in this area, and there's like this, there's a lot of like boxes and crates around. Well, anyways, as we were filming the scene, I ended up spending most of the time in the hospital that particular scene. So they had to like film everybody else's close up because one of our prop guys dropped a crate on my hand when we started the scene. And my head was turned, so it was like, bam, and this guy was kind of known to like be a little bit,
Clumsy?
Yeah, you said it, right? I don't want to be the one to say it, but yeah. And so I was like, no, it's all dramatic. And they're like, you know how they are, like, okay, that's it, take her to, like, it was just like this whole dramatic thing. It was just like my finger. But for whatever reason, I was limping away. and they'll remind me, Michael will be like, remember when you were like, I'm like, Dora, why were you limping? I'm like, I don't know.
the pain was striking other parts of
It
her
was so
body.
ridiculous, right? And I'm like in the hospital, like, is she okay? And so they continued on with the scene, but if you look back at that scene, you'll see my hand is like behind the crate. There's like a splint on my finger, which I had for like a while, And then
Did you
like
break
I
it?
was very clumsy on that. No, it was like, it felt like it was like numb for a month.
Oh, nerve damage.
Yeah, I was like,
Dang.
this is one from on TV, but will I ever feel my finger? Like, I'm supposed to be this,
Tough.
chick. Yeah, I was so like accident prone on my show. That's why they had me throwing things and not fighting so much. I was constantly somehow we were doing that fishing scene where Trip gets the little boot out. Somehow the tip of that sliced my hand. They're like, tetanus shot, take her to the hospital. It's ridiculous. I was a mess, but those memories will stay forever. Oh man.
Thank you so much, guys. You have any
Thank you.
upcoming projects or anything? This is the last question.
Oh, they're not. You guys are going to see this. You're not coming. But Kat and I have a YouTube channel called Power Rangers Playback, and we have some really, really great content. Debbie's been a guest. Karen's been a guest. We have game show trivia. Skits. Where I play
Really funny.
Doris. I play Doris. And she talks like this. She's a smoker.
And
Nancy.
She has Negative Nancy. We have a couple of characters that we play, and we've had a couple of guest stars on their Power Ranger guest stars. So yeah, check out Power Rangers Playback.
And we have the podcast. Did you mention that?
Oh, no.
No, we have a podcast also called Super Chat with Kat and Nakia, which is a little bit more of a insight into our lives and things that are going on in the world, and a little bit more of a deviation from Power Rangers. We just launched our second season last week, which we have guests that are, some really intense topics and other things that are more inspiring and motivational. So it's really, we're very proud of it. So check it out.
And check out Danger Force.
Yes.
I play a mother. I play the mother to the two
She's
twins.
on it.
Oh, is this on Netflix? Is it on already?
It's on Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm a mother to two superhero children. Full circle.
Oh.
Full circle.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimiko.
Thank you.